Tanner Cherney here with Focus Outdoors TV. Welcome back. We're really excited to bring you something new to Focus Outdoors this week. Instead of following along with Dennis Foster or Tom Porker, we're actually going to be joining good friend Brian Curtis of Territory Films. Now, Territory Films is a self-filmed hunting series that Brian has been filming himself. And those of you in the outdoor industry, when it comes to cameras, you know that not only having a cameraman on set makes it tough, whether you're trying to get everything in frame uncaptured, trying to do that self-filmed by yourself with no help is even that much more challenging. So this week we're going to be following Brian on 3 different hunts that take place. And for those of you that want to see something a little different, we're really excited to show you these 3 different hunts, 2 whitetails and an antelope hunt. And it's going to be really exciting. Our hats go off to Brian Curtis for everything he's been able to accomplish with just running a camera by himself. I think you're going to really want to stay tuned and follow along as we bring you a couple really cool hunts from Brian Curtis and Territory Films. So stay tuned and we'll keep you in the action here.
There's nothing about this hunt that I don't love. It's the type of hunt that has it all. Everything from scouting to strategy to trying to fight for every 1/8 of an inch through heat wave ridden glass. New Mexico's Socorro County is known for big mature pronghorn, and in fact, this county is the state's top Boone and Crockett producer. In addition to the trophy caliber of pronghorn, this hunt is every bit about the amount of effort that you put into it. And at the end of a 3-day season, your rewards are reflected by your efforts. It's along the fence lines that you can learn a lot about the pronghorn's tendencies, patterns, and territories. The fence lines seemingly act as a territorial border, and it's at the fence crossing that's the gateway to another buck's domain. And with the use of trail cameras, the footage provides a unique look at the mysterious black horns. And the pronghorn's unconventional method for fence crossing doesn't always come without its challenges. At the end of each crossing, and on both sides of the fence, it's not uncommon to find a series of scrapes, or just a singular scrape, of bucks indicating their dominance and marking their territory.
Midwest Gun Dog Kennels is your full-time gun dog training facility. For over 30 years, we have customized our training to fit each individual gun dog. We know it takes a well-trained gun dog to handle wild birds. Make every hunting trip a dream trip. Let Midwest Gun Dog Kennels put excitement back into your hunt of a lifetime. Midwest Gun Dog Kennels, where experience equals excellence.
Make your next day on the water even better with Airwave Pedestal, the only air suspension system that can be custom adjusted to the weight of the rider. No unreliable springs, no oil-filled shocks to leak. Our patented design utilizes a two-stage suspension system to smooth out the roughest ride, while limiting travel to an industry-leading 2 inches. This boating season, enjoy your time on the water to the fullest. Find out how at airwavepedestal.com.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. We really hope you enjoyed the first segment of the Brian's antelope hunt in New Mexico. It's really truly impressive to see the quality of animals that are down there, and I know it's going to be on our list to get down there in the next 2 years and join him on one of those antelope hunts, as it's just unbelievable the animals that that state has been producing lately. Next up, we're going to be actually zooming over to the panhandle of Oklahoma and joining Brian on a hunt called Texas County. And what's really cool about this is, like Brian says, no 2 days of hunting are ever the same, and same boats for up here when it comes to pheasant hunting, walleye fishing, goose hunting. Every day in the outdoors is a different adventure. I think you're going to really enjoy this hunt as he takes you on a spot and stalk through the scenic Oklahoma landscape. I tell you what, it's really cool to see such diverse landscape and bring you something a little different from the Midwest. So stay tuned as you follow along with Brian as we take on Texas County.
If I had to choose just one hunt to go on for the rest of my life, I'd pick this one. It's the type of hunt that requires spot and stalk techniques over long distances, and with the way the deer move throughout this country, the hunt changes every day. It's the type of hunt that you can't get caught napping, and any mistake made can be seen for miles. This hunt requires patience and persistence, and any strategic plan is largely determined by the wind direction. It's the type of hunt where your use of the natural terrain throughout this open country is largely dependent on your success. It's almost unbelievable how much these deer move during the rut. For instance, I found this buck on my trail camera in the river bottom 4 miles away from where I found him bedded the next morning in the breaks just 5 hours later.
High Point Pet Foods presents Country Creations Dog Foods, offering quality nutrition for the life of your canine companion. To fuel the fire of puppyhood into keeping the energy level high of an active young dog, optimizing the performance of the hard-charging adult, or having a quality diet for your senior canine companion. Country Creations has you covered with their quality formulas. Get in touch with High Point Pet Foods today. Midwest Gun Dog Kennels is your full-time gun dog training facility. For over 30 years, we have customized our training to fit each individual gun dog. We know it takes a well-trained gun dog to handle wild birds. Make every hunting trip a dream trip. Let Midwest Gun Dog Kennels put excitement back into your hunt of a lifetime. Midwest Gun Dog Kennels, where experience equals excellence.
Next up, we are heading back to Oklahoma to join him on a 2-year quest for a tall, mature white-tailed deer. Not only is this deer a great deer that he's pursuing, but he's doing it archery, spot and stock style, and the way the landscape is down there, he's having to construct ground blinds from anything he can find in the natural environment, all while self-filming. So we're really excited to bring you this segment as Brian does this all on his own down in Oklahoma. It's an unbelievable story, and the fact that he was determined for 2 years to try to accomplish harvesting this amazing whitetail. So stay tuned, we're going to take you back to Oklahoma here with Brian.
Have you ever had to endure the long walk down a 2-track road back to the truck after just missing the buck that you've been planning for 2 years? While trying to convince yourself that it's not over yet? For the past 2 years, I've been planning to hunt the thick tamaracks where the deer bed, and with the limited amount of trees in this country, a ground blind is your only option. And to be honest, it's the option I'd prefer. Each season, in both the mornings and evenings, the deer come in and out of the thick covers of the tamaracks and into the flats as they head to and from water and food. But it's what the deer are doing amongst the tamaracks that you can't see down into is what has my curiosity most piqued. Over the past 2 years, I developed a plan by first identifying the deer's primary movements in and out of the thick tamarack covers. Next, I identified the deer's secondary paths. I installed a single feeder for the sole purpose of inventorying what deer are in the area, followed by a variety of trail camera setups to monitor the deer movements and habits. Over the years, the trail camera at the feeder captured a variety of mature bucks, young bucks, and does, but the mature bucks never really seemed that interested in what the feeder had to offer. Additional trail cameras were placed along paths leading into the thick tamarack cover in order to capture direction and time of movement. Trail cameras were also placed in the transition areas, those areas between the deer's bedding grounds and their exits into the flats. Locating the deer's natural licking branches and scrapes also help to determine what deer are moving throughout the area. Monitoring the trail cameras over the past 2 years provides additional insight into the deer herd, as well as confirmation on why predator control is important. Two years ago, I noticed a young 8-point with tall G2s that had dominant characteristics, and given the chance to mature, most likely would become the dominant buck in the area. During this time, and through the use of trail cameras, I was able to see how this buck matured, as well as gain additional information on his habits and patterns. Having studied the buck for the last 2 years, I determined that he had reached his maturity, and as the season quickly approached, I was shocked to find out that he had broken off a big chunk of his left side. But I didn't come here to hunt antlers, I came here to hunt him. After this 2-year study, the trail cameras showed where this buck was most likely to be, so constructing a ground blind in this location seemed to be promising. Final touch-ups were made on how to access this location, as well as which wind would be most promising for the hunt. Additionally, the trail cameras showed that the deer throughout the bedding areas and the tamarack cover move an average of 38 minutes later every morning and up to 47 minutes earlier every evening. This information resulted in approximately 7.5 hours of additional prime hunting time over a 5-day hunt.